Hey folks, GHondo here, and welcome back to Captain of Industry. This is episode 70. In the last episode, it was episode 69. Of course we got gold. Enough said. Anyway, so I'm thinking for today, we definitely have only just this one. I mean, it's a decent size, but it is the only patch of gold we have, at least the one, unless there's another small one that I'm just blind to. But so it's a decent patch, but it is of course very finite, and that means we are definitely going to need to get to a point where we can be bringing some in on contract. For that, we're going to need servers, and then that would also give us an alternate for iron, which is just convenient. So servers is definitely the goal. Now servers, of course, are up here, and that is the direction we're headed anyway, so that works out well. So for today, we're going to be working on computing. That's going to get us into the robotic assemblers, and I was looking at this here. So basically the robotic assembler is 2 workers and 250 watts, right? So if we come down here to any one of these, doesn't matter which one, right? So it's more power, but way less workers, so that's helpful. But the main part is, like if we look at, just construction part whites here. So 3, 3, 4, and 4 in 10 seconds. Yep. So in the same 10 seconds, it simply does twice as much. It's no more efficient in terms of the actual resources, like it's still, 3, 3, 4, 4, effectively doubled. But at least it's doing them basically 2 shots at a time, so that's definitely something we want to get into. Why that gives me a better concrete mixer at the same time, couldn't tell you, don't want to know. But either way, this is absolutely where we're headed. So let's get that rolling. And it looks like we don't really have to do anything in terms of building other than simply have gold and purple parts, right? Like, so we don't even have to do much. So I think it's going to be very simple. So we'll let that run. In the meantime, we may as well go and smite upon some more pirates. So you'll do. We can only do 6 10s at this point, so let's go ahead and get that rolling. I'm probably going to end up just pausing the video to let most of this research run. Things look pretty stable here. We're obviously very low on red parts, but that's from all the building we did yesterday. We've caught right up on purple, so these should catch up pretty fast, I think, because there shouldn't be too much draining them. So yeah. But I've been keeping an eye on all the resources, and nothing really has slipped. Like, diesel had looked a little grim for a little while, but it seems to have recovered just fine, so I'm assuming I just had too many ships moving at a time or something. So I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I did not actually research the bigger cargo modules yet. So that was something else I had seen in here, was bigger. Yeah, this one here. Okay, so I didn't do it. Okay, I just looked at it and thought about it. And sometimes that's enough for me. More electronics, lots more repairs. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just pause and let this get much further along. We're going to have to do a lot of upgrades. I'm assuming I'm going to be allowed to upgrade the assemblers. I also have no idea how many, because it says these things take teraflops of computing power, but I have no idea how much this actually produces. Yeah, I mean, clearly it tells me it takes 2 megawatts, but it doesn't tell me how much it actually provides. So I don't know, but we'll have to figure it out. But either way, I'll pause the video here and I'll be back when this is much further along, unless something does blow up. Okay, we are back. It's not quite done the research yet, but it's very close. But I did do a couple little things in the downtime that I want to talk about. I had come in here and I was noticing, and I'm sure this was like this before and I just never noticed it, but each of the different types of food give them a different type of value. And I noticed that they had tons and tons and tons of vegetables, but absolutely no fruit. So I thought, well, how can I possibly get them to a point where, because I know we're using the fruit in the anaerobic digester to try and, increase the hydrogen. Well, I thought, I think I'd rather just let the people have them, so I went ahead and gave them, a spot for fruit. And I shut off the anaerobic digester from fruit, so it's just doing meat now. Well, of course that means we're not making very many, so I thought, well, what a golden opportunity. Sorry, I was jumping, I forgot where I was. to double the chicken production. So that's what I did. I moved a few things around, like moved some pipes and such. So now we have 2 chicken farms. This thing technically could support 3, but I think 2 is enough for now. Because I didn't want to make sure I didn't also overload corn. So that part's fine. In putting this stuff in here, because I also, gave them a little spot to output the meat, what have you. Apparently, and I didn't notice this at the time until I was, plumbing in the meat, the carcasses. All of this time, I had a belt from this one to this one, but I had put it on the eggs line. The belt originally was right here. So there was a couple eggs sitting on this belt forever. This thing doesn't use eggs. Never has, never will. So, it was just bizarre. But anyway, I fixed that, and now both of these auto inputs are straight into the food processor. So that has doubled the amount that this thing can do in terms of meat trimmings, so I took fruit off. So I figure it'll probably work out ballpark the same. But more importantly, they now have more meat and eggs, so their protein levels will be much better. Vitamin levels are totally fine, carbs have been totally fine. I don't have any treats yet, and I'm not sure I consider that like a requirement, but maybe at some point we'll get into that, but it's low priority. I just wanted to mostly to fix the protein because they were running very, very low. They had some eggs and basically 0 meat basically all times, and they had nothing but vegetables, so I thought we'd get some fruit for some variety. Anyway, there is our basic computing done. Very nice. Okay. So... Oh, and I was looking at the concrete mixer as well. It's very similar to the robotic assemblers. It basically takes the exact same recipes. It just doubles the amounts in the same amount of time. So there's no real reason we couldn't upgrade this. Obviously I have to do the other bits first, but that's fine. Okay, so mainframe computer. This we can absolutely do. Takes a lot of power and a fair number of workers, and apparently a lot of yellow maintenance, but I'm less concerned about that. What I don't know is how many teraflops it gives. The 24 assemblers I have, if I were to do all of them, would take 96 teraflops. But I have no idea how many these do, nor even where I want to put this. I guess I should have decided that while I was down as well. Maybe I'll just make a row here, because again, I don't know how many of these I'm going to need, so why don't I just make a little computing row here. And we'll go with that and see how it does. Okay, so you produce 8. So I would need 12 of these things if I wanted to do all of the assemblers. Yikes. So I'm thinking we're not doing all of them. Because that's just crazy in terms of power, let alone workers. Well, it looks like it doesn't need anything, like it doesn't burn any resource to do that. I guess so it's just the expense of building it in the first place, and then a lot of maintenance. So maybe I can do a couple. I'm certainly not doing 12 of them, but I think I could probably do... Oh yeah, these trees are going to be totally in the way. Right. Where's the actual building for this? There it is. You're nowhere near close enough. Oh, actually, if I just do edit designation, then they will plant there. Okay. So I'm just going to unassign the harvester for a bit, let it come over and deal with that, which should not take it too long, I don't think. And then we'll just put it back. There's not that many trees there, so it shouldn't take too long. Of course, I'm probably not chewing through wood fast enough to make them actually want to use it. So I probably need to kick on something that uses up wood, even though I don't really need it, just to give you something to do. Which is pretty sad and pathetic, but anyway. Actually, is that rock going to be in the way? Oh no, it's okay. You're going to need to move though, but... Right. Should I bother doing these at the same time? I probably should, right? Because I don't know how many eventually, once I get more power solutions going, I might very well want more of these, so... Yeah, we'll start with, say, 3 of them. That will let me do 6 assemblers. And I assume best would be to do electronics and maintenance and mechanical parts. Probably. Which I guess also means PCBs to help them, but yes. So we'll start with that. Okay, you are all done, so we're going to send you back. Beautiful. So I don't forget about you and then wonder why I suddenly have no trees. Speaking of electronics, we definitely are chewing through them now. But I guess that makes sense. These buildings are brutally expensive at 150 a pop. So maybe let's go earn some more, shall we? Where can we go? That's an oil rig. We don't really need that, but I suppose we can go and get it anyway. We should still get some electronics out of the battle, so that'll be nice. Yes, we're definitely going to have to do something with power next. I'm not going to start a research because I don't want to use extra parts up while we're trying to do all these electronics, but whatever the next is, so I don't think these lead to anything. Oh yeah, I was looking at this. This is going to be very, very, very interesting. But I think before we get into that, I think I do need to get into some kind of power. And it might end up being nuclear. We could grab that uranium mine and work on that. So it says it can do basically 90. So that may very well be the next thing we get into. But yes, that. Yeah, we don't actually need that oil rig, and there's nothing past it, so that's fine. I mostly just did that for some free electronics. Yeah, because what I can do is I can grab that uranium mine wherever it was. I've completely forgotten where it was. It's around here somewhere. So I thought it was around there somewhere. Yeah, there it is right there. I could grab that and then start hauling uranium. In fact, we might as well at least get that started, right? And then we can bring in, because we have these slots here that aren't doing anything right now anyway. So we absolutely could bring them in for uranium. I don't know if you are loose or solid though. What does uranium look like? It's probably loose, I would guess. But I don't actually know for sure. I'm going to build it as loose and see. And hopefully... Okay, yes it is. Now, getting it out of here might be exciting, so what I'll probably want to do is just run a really nasty belt and, you know, put a storage for way out here or something. That's probably going to be the better way. I don't know if it has to be a gigantic one or just a reasonably sized one, but let's start with a reasonably sized one. Put that, let's say here, where they can get access to it from that bridge. That makes some sense. And then just run this really nasty cable. I'll leave a gap here, because I might want to put in a second one at some point. Not sure. There we go. So that's a nasty, nasty conveyor, but that doesn't block anything. They can still get at this just fine. They don't ever need to get at any of this stuff, so it's all sorted. The beacon you don't actually have to do anything with, it just goes on its own, so I think that'll be fine. You have nothing else to do. Okay. Are you sure about that? We'll let you dig a little bit more, but it's not going to be that much. Oh, that took away the recipe. That's quite silly. Okay. Well, you were mechanical parts. I don't know why it did that. That's very bizarre. But anyway. The other ones we did were this one, which was electrical. Yeah, this one remembered. Why did that one not? Weird. That is very weird. You definitely remembered. I don't get it. Okay, well definitely power is a problem, so let's shut this off for a bit. We're not desperate for hydrogen yet, so that'll be fine. And yes, I think the next thing we are definitely doing is going to be getting into nuclear. So first we need to get into enrich. In fact, I'm just going to queue both of these, and then I'll have to figure this out. But I'll do that off camera, that's fine. Probably pause waiting for it to actually do the research. I just have no idea if one of these is going to be enough or if I'm going to need two of them. So why don't I just do it right? And assume I'm going to need two of them. And if I don't, well then, so be it. In which case I probably should have done a bigger storage for it. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, okay, so that is built. Let's send you back. And let's have a look how many workers you want. 50, that's pretty brutal, but we can do it. Let's get used. I probably will need to upgrade this, probably relatively soon, but for now I'll leave it as is. We don't have anything processing to use it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's let them start storing up. Okay, why are you saying I can only produce 9 megawatt? What happened on my boilers? You're definitely running. Are we running low on water? No, you've got plenty of water. Well, I shouldn't say plenty, but you have water. You don't have a lot of water, though. Do I need to run a pipe down from these guys here? Because they have tons. And basically make a loop of water. So we can do that. We can absolutely do that. there, though. Okay. What if we go around the other way, then? Well, that one's full, too. Alright, never mind, that's entirely not going to work. So how do I get you more water easily? I suppose I look for a place to add a groundwater pump for now. Go basically anywhere in here, that's fine. Yeah, as long as this adds to this line, anywhere here really does not even matter where. I think for simplicity, we'll just cut way, way, way down here. That way I can ramp it. Okay, I think we could probably have done a little better than that, yeah? I think we could have done a little better than that. Fine. You know what? That's fine. Alright, I'll have some ramps just in case. I don't imagine any of these really matter. Find a spot where there's no trees, that'll do. Okay, so that will drastically improve the water coming up, which should help that quite a bit. Apparently we're still out of red parts from all building before, I guess. But that's fine. And under normal conditions, I don't think that pump's going to have to run very often. It's only when this is run low because we're waiting on the ship to come back with more water. So basically that's just going to be a stabilizer is kind of how I view that. That going, please, guys. I don't want power to run low while we're waiting. So all red parts that are built live here, at least temporarily. And we have stacks and stacks of yellow, so they shouldn't take long. It's purely just a case of bashing them through. Resource-wise, it's not a problem at all. I guess that would be the other thing that would make a lot of sense to upgrade would be the parts productions. In terms of the robotics. Because they are always going to be an issue, probably. But I think that should do it. Yeah, you did remember, so I really don't know why this one didn't remember. Did I have this one off, and this was just storage from before? I guess it's possible. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. There we go. This should be much, much faster now. Because these will be coming in much, much faster now. What I'm going to do, just to speed this along a little bit, is grab those ones off the belt just to get you going just that little teensy bit faster temporarily. It's very temporary, it only lasts a second, but that should be enough, I think, to finish this pipe. Yes, it is. Just need this piece here, and then we're all set. Beautiful. There we go. Water flows. So now these boilers will go just that little bit better, and power will be just that little bit less of a problem. Okay, well, I think we're going to call things there for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It really does help. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. See you.